excited for this game. Like,
they're going to pull off the behind the back pass in the game.
This man is going to take that corn dog the other way.
Oh.
4-6.
Eagle fans are obnoxious. They're horrible.
I think like we're stuck in some sort of Groundhog's Day loop.
So you think that he would take her last name?
A Taylor Swift
Could buy the Chiefs,
dog
Oh.
makes more than Travis Kelce has made in the NFL.
Yeah. Cooper DeJean is not a safety.
And I think if you see a big run, a 60-yard run to start it, what you're going to see that follows that in the Super Bowl is this.
Oh, my.
Like, if the Chiefs win this game, hopefully they all go 3. It's good enough. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be boring.
Why don't you just like flip it and just have the Eagles winning?
Because I don't believe the Eagles are going to win the game.
I know you guys tuned in for my prediction anyways. You didn't check their prediction. We cannot skip this year's Super Bowl as much as we want to. So we are here to give our Super Bowl predictions for Eagles versus Chiefs 2. I'm joined with Tony Tucker. I'm joined with Joe Morley Sports. We're going to be going over our Super Bowl MVP picks, our score predictions, going over a bunch of the props, and how we think the game is going to go in one long extended podcast.
I tried to explain to you guys that if you just accept that the Chiefs are going to be in the Super Bowl like 4 months ago,
I've really accepted it. I've accepted it.
Then you can be okay with the outcome that they're going to be back in the Super Bowl. Like, that's the trick. The remedy is just think they're going to be there. If they're not, we get to be excited. But when they are, it's like,
Tony,
fuck it. We knew this was going to happen.
Don't you know that no team has ever three-peated? Tony, don't you know that no team has ever won 15? Well, it's been since the 1985 Bears, since a team with 15 wins has won the Super Bowl. Tony, don't you know there's like 10 curses going against the Chiefs that you should believe in that I have sold to the people?
Here's what I do know, that if Joe Montana and Bill Walsh and Jerry Rice and all those guys got to play under these rules, they would have won like 5 Super Bowls in a row.
This is not fair. This is like the Bill Russell debate.
Mike, there has been teams that won 3 championships in a row. Okay, the Green Bay Packers. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
This is also something, a whole other conversation about Super Bowls that I've been wanting to bring up, but I don't want to get my house burned down, is that we should stop counting any Super Bowls before 1990. The Raiders won a Super Bowl literally by just running the ball straight up the middle.
Wait, who? Say that again.
The Raiders won a Super Bowl just running the ball straight up the middle.
That's how football should be played. Run the ball and play defense.
That's not how it's played now. There's a lot more you got to pay attention to.
And that's where we get today's, where we think the Eagles are going to do the same thing and just run the damn ball. Right?
Run the ball, Philly. Run the ball. But Joe, other than that side rant, how are you doing?
Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I was trying to keep a smile when we were talking about, like, I'm excited for this game. Like, but no, nobody's excited. Nobody's excited about this game. One, because we don't want to, we're tired of seeing the Chiefs win over and over, right? And 2, Eagle fans are obnoxious. They're horrible. There's like some of the worst people on the earth. And like that, like, we don't want to see them win anyway, because they're gonna be, let's just say it, they're gonna be assholes.
They're obnoxious.
It's gonna be horrible. Like, there was a time this season when, and it was like, I think the first playoff game against the Packers, where they showed one Eagle fan saying some bad language to a female, right, in the stands. And all the Eagle fans came out and they were like, that's not us, guys. That's not us.
Why?
And then you see it now. Like, did you see how they treated Washington fans in there? Like, come on, you're a shitty fan base, and you always will be a shitty fan base, and that's what it goes down to. So nobody wants to see the Eagles win either. But now we got we got to pick between, do we want to see history, or do we want to see a crappy team that's, look at even Nick Sirianni. Like, you can't even get behind that guy. He's a weird guy that talks shit to the fans. Like, do you want to see him win one? No, you don't.
Don't listen to him, Eagles fans. I'm on your side fully in this.
Only one person that you're going for in this whole damn game.
Or I'm excited to see the Chiefs lose. This is a win-win scenario if you look at it. You're looking at it as a lose-lose scenario. I'm looking at it as a win-win scenario.
Wait, why is it a win-win?
Because one of them's going to lose.
But here's the thing, is that like I'm excited because it's one more opportunity to try to watch somebody slay the villain in my favorite movie, which is the NFL, right? This is the way that I look at it. Because I guarantee you, if you look at any comments come July and August of next year, people are like, I'd do anything for football, meaningful football. Yeah. Please come back to me. It's like, this is the last opportunity we're going to get to watch this game that we all love, and these super athletes compete at this high level, right? Because it's gone for 6 months.
Now let's talk about the part that everyone is kind of waiting for. Our keys to the game for this year's Super Bowl. I'll go first here, and I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the ball for the Eagles. It's the same key that I gave for the Eagles last week. I'm copying myself. We all know that the Chiefs, unfortunately, are not going to be like the Commanders. They're not going to let Saquon just go nuts all over them. I hope he does. I hope he's just that unstoppable that even against a better tackling team with better resources to stop the run, that he still just overcomes anyways. But it's going to come down to when the Chiefs load the box, man on man outside. And Kansas City is not afraid of Jalen Hurts at all. The key for the Eagles offense to me and putting up 30 points in this game again, like they've been against good defenses all year, is Jalen Hurts doing what he did last week. We were talking about it in our group chat early in the game. It's like, oh, why aren't you letting that go, man? Worst possible cases, that's probably going to be an incomplete pass unless you completely choke the throw up and underthrow it by a mile. And then sure enough, comes out in the second half. He's just a little bit more aggressive. Still could have been more aggressive. And the Eagles take off and go for 55 points. That's the difference for them. I think that if they can get in his ear, if the offensive staff, if Sirianni can get in his ear early and just say, hey, man, we just got to let it rip like we did in the last Super Bowl we played against them, the Eagles offense will be fine because they didn't have Saquon for the last one. All the Chiefs' attention is going to be towards stopping Saquon because they understand if they don't, very hard to win. But so that's my key. I know the D-line is a huge topic for the Eagles D-line specifically. Is that where you're going to go? That would be my other thing to bring up.
I could go that way. I kind of had one offense defense, which plays into that, which is Jalen figuring out how to be more effective in the middle of the field because I think there's an opportunities for them to take advantages there. Like at least he's going to have to do it to maybe make some of those outside throws where he likes to go be a little bit more effective. But the D-line, one of the big conversations was we would have beat the Chiefs if the turf wasn't so shitty and everybody wasn't sliding around. Well, there shouldn't be any issues. This should be a track that these guys can go after and go get the quarterback. Now, they don't have Hassan Reddick in this game, but like Josh Sweat should be able to make some plays on whoever he's got out there. And if they bump out Jalen Carter, he should be able to. Nolan Smith should be able to go nuts on this track. He should be able to get back there. So I think there's that, but there's also maintaining their rush discipline, right? They cannot get caught rushing and turning at 10 yards downfield because Mahomes is going to step up and he's either going to run or whatever. So that discipline's important by them, but they should have opportunities.
I did a AI prediction of this, and AI has Mahomes rushing for 52 yards. I just imagine that's all on the last drive. Anyways, Joe, keys to this one for you, for Philly, for KC, whatever you want to bring up. What are you locked in on?
Well, for KC, it's basically make Jalen Hurts beat you. You guys talked about that. Make him be the guy that does it because you eliminate Barkley, and then make Jalen Hurts make the throws that needs to win this game. For Philly, you got to stay on the field. Your offense has to stay on the field and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. You got to make that bigger play and not and like what's been going on is everybody says that more games are lost than they're actually won. So don't turn the damn ball over because you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to get the calls you want, and you're not going to be able to when you make a turnover, they're going to capitalize on it. That's how good they are. So you got to be able to play 100% good and just stay on the field. But I told Tony this before, Mike, and I'll tell you right now. Vic Fangio defenses don't win Super Bowls.
Oh, ouch, that's brutal. I didn't say anything for KC, and I think that defensively, it's obviously just got to be gaps. You can't let Saquon, go hit his head off the goalpost. Like that's one of those things where it's like, and they play 3 linebackers deep, and I think that's kind of the advantage, the ability they're going to have to contain the run. But if they miss an assignment or whatever, that's when Saquon really takes advantage on that there. And then the offensive side of the football, it's like KC, and I hate saying this, it's just Travis Kelce. Hopefully this is a going away party, but like I think Kelsey's got a chance to have one like win MVP type game.
I'm worried about that too a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk about that because I do have Kelce on our list of props here to go over, but we'll get to that. The Chiefs right now are favored. The Chiefs are favored by 1.5, so it's basically a pick'ems game. But we're gonna go speed run through these, okay?
Right,
we'll just briefly discuss, try and get this done on both sides. Me personally, I think no matter which way this game goes, if the Eagles end up playing down, the Eagles are playing up, and this is just the way the game is going to unfold, the way the Chiefs defense is going to play the Philly offense, Jalen Hurts over or under 211 passing yards, I'm smashing the over. I think just out of volume alone in this, I think that we're going to see not some crazy passing attempt number, but I think we're going to be a little bit shocked with how much the Eagles do throw the ball. But what do you think, Tony? 211.5 passing yards for Hurts, over under?
Oh, I think over because the game plan will be to contain Barkley.
Yep.
They're going to invite throws from Hurts. So
Honestly, if he goes under, the Eagles probably won.
yeah, I
If you
mean,
think about it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I have to go over because you already just said it.
No, you can pick. You can choose.
No, I'm
different.
taking the over. It's gonna be
All right, let's go on to the next one here. Saquon Barkley, 130 rush and receiving yards, Joe. I took the unders on Barkley last week, a couple weeks ago now, because I was just thinking the same thing. Bobby Wagner, Washington, they better put 9 in the freaking box. They better put 8 in the box every single play, but it didn't matter because Saquon still broke off the giant runs that add this total up. So I think that, for one, if I was making a pick, I wouldn't bet. I would not bet on this.
I hit the under rushing total last week.
So he was under.
He was under 126.
and I think if you see a big run or a big receiving catch by Saquon, like you did last week, like that 60-yard run to start it, what you're going to see that follows that in the Super Bowl is this.
Oh my!
You're not going to see it. Like you're not going to see Barkley just have a big run in this game. Like that. If you do, this is coming out. It's coming out. You know it's coming out. Like they're going to be holding. There's going to be something there. So, you know what? This is bold, and I was like when you first said it, I was like, oh, that's easy to smash the over. I'm taking the under. I think there's 2 teams that are going to help defend Barkley in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm narrowly under as
2
well.
teams.
I think that he's facing a tougher task this week. I still think Saquon's going to be close to this number. Like I said, I wouldn't bet on it, but Drew Tranquill, Nick Bolton, these are the sideline guys that he's going to be going up against. Maybe, like I said, they just dominate anyways. The Eagles O-line just pushes these guys around, and they just do what they did all year to every single defense they've played. But I think it's going to be slow just because I've seen the Chiefs in this situation so many times where a team's coming in with an unstoppable player, and that player isn't the unstoppable player in the game. But go ahead, Tony. I'm going with under narrowly.
So I'm going to go over because this is rushing and receiving, correct? And I think that the one opportunity that they have to really take advantage of him is if they can get him matched up in situations where he's on a linebacker. Like if they can do that, or maybe there's a play where they think Nolan Smith is going to carry him or something. That is, I think the opportunity is for him to end up with 86 receiving and 75 rushing yards. Where it's like that's not a crazy day on anything, but when you go all purpose, it's over that one. It clears that 134.
All right, now what do you think about Kelce? 6.5 receptions after we just saw Zach Ertz go for 15 receptions last week.
Yeah.
This to me is one of the most just locks of the game. On Underdog at 6.5, and on all the sports books I can find is 6.5. I think that's easy. I think he's going to have 5 by halftime.
Also, too, we don't know that it's his last game, but it very well could be. And I just think that if Patrick Mahomes thinks this is the last time that I could play with Travis Kelce,
and I'm going against the best secondary in the NFL, this might be the time to start attacking the linebackers.
He doesn't want to have a moment where it's like, oh, this was the last game we were going to be in together, and I didn't throw the ball to Hall of Fame all-time great Travis Kelce. He's not going to make that mistake, and it's going to be a party in New Orleans for.
But what if Kelce's washed, Joe? You think what if he just get locked up by Zach Bond and company?
It's not gonna happen.
No, it's not.
You think 6.5 is easy too?
Yeah, I already
Burks or whatever.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles are gonna be focused on Worthy more than anyone, and making sure that he doesn't make any kind of crazy big plays down the field, especially early.
You mean he's gonna make a one-handed catch that hits the ground and it's all good?
Something like that, yeah. Something right around.
Is that
what you're saying?
That's what they're worried about?
Yeah.
So this is one of those moments where it's like, as somebody who treats the Chiefs as the villain of the movie that I watch, I hope that Fangio reaches out to Bill Belichick and goes remember what you did to the Rams where you flipped everything? In that one game where you changed up your entire defense in 2 weeks? Help me put together a game plan to take down the Chiefs.
I think especially in the front,
do.
especially in run defense and pass rush, they can bring new stuff to the table.
Yeah.
So you're saying the Eagles need to go record the Chiefs practice? That's what they need to do.
That'll get us
Hater.
get us out of this 3P. All right, sneaky pick for an anytime touchdown. You guys have picks already? You have a pick already, or you want me to give mine first? I'll get mine first.
Yeah.
Right.
My pick is AJ Brown. I know that's not very sneaky, and these guys always get mad at me when I go, "Oh, pick an underdog," and then I pick AJ Brown. But I just think that AJ Brown's touchdown is probably going to be higher than some of the other guys available to pick here, and I think that Jalen Hurts is going to complete that deep pass that I've been talking about basically the entire podcast, where he is aggressive down the field, and he goes to AJ Brown one-on-one. AJ Brown goes over the guy, catches the ball, and is in the end zone. AJ Brown scored in the last one, right? He scored 2 touchdowns in the last one?
Yeah.
Two touchdowns in the last one?
So are we going with a sneaky pick or like the guy that's probably going to get 10 targets in the game, who's probably likely to score? What do you want?
You can just go who you think's going to score. Like, you're trying to get the pick right.
Oh, if I'm trying to get the pick right, Saquon Barkley or Jalen Hurts is my anytime touchdown. But if I
your
want like a
safest,
deep
yeah.
one where I
Underdog?
can make some
Yeah.
money, like make some
Yeah.
crazy money, I like Will Shipley. I forgot to check. I forgot to
He won't have a carry.
But if Gainwell's not in there and he plays,
Was he hurt?
He got hurt in the
Oh, I
last
didn't know
game.
that.
That's how Shipley got that big run at the end of the Washington
Yeah, I
Philly
remember
game.
that. Yeah.
He comes in. He's a good pass catcher. There could be a situation where he comes in to spell him for a second, and they're like, Barkley's not out of the game. They lose focus on him. I'm gonna go Will Shipley as like a, you want to put $10 on something
Yeah.
crazy and just hit big. Let's go with that.
Will-
Only if
It
Gainwell's
always
out.
is
I haven't
like
checked his stats.
Mecole Hardman and
Yeah.
it's those are the ones that score
Kadarius
touchdowns
Toney
in the Super
scored
Bowl.
a touchdown in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl, and now we have no idea what he's doing.
Joe, you got a pick?
Noah Gray.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
a good pick.
Noah Gray. I
a
think
great
that's an
pick.
easy one for me to say. I don't want to see it. I mean, but if you want to go like crazy, like one that I always do, and I don't know, I did it last year when we were in Vegas, Mike, is I always put money on Nick Bolton doing something crazy. Like that's a
That worked out.
defensive touchdown. So
Not a fan of his.
Yeah, great player. That's fine.
All right, what the people have been waiting for this whole time. We're going to our score predictions. You guys are gonna have to be unbiased, just like I was unbiased. All right. You got a score prediction, Tony?
I do.
All right, let's
Yeah.
hear it.
I'm going 36-32 Kansas City Chiefs. It's just, I think that, so if the Chiefs have a what seems like a big lead and people are kind of tuned out, I think the Eagles can score, maybe down 11, go for 2 type situation. I'm not doing the math. Somebody's probably like, this idiot can't do math. I'm not doing it. They try to go for 2 and end up to get down 3, but instead they end up being down 4 or whatever. I don't know. There's a situation where the Eagles have the ball and are stopped in the game because they need a touchdown, not a field goal. That's the basis of my score. It's like they're trying to make a late game comeback.
Why don't you just like flip it and just have the Eagles winning?
Because I don't believe the Eagles are going to win the game.
Joe, who do you think is gonna win with your score prediction?
I don't want to say it because I hate
Yeah.
this team. It's like no matter what, the Chiefs are going to win this game.
I have
And
no
nobody
doubt
wants
in
to
my
admit
mind
it.
the Chiefs are going to win, Joe.
And
I'm
we
with
have to
you
say it.
'Cause they're both wrong.
100%, Joe.
Now I'm a little bit different than Tony because I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be boring, and I think it's going to be 37-18. 37 Chiefs, Eagles 18.
That would be worse. I would probably flip the game off if it was like that.
I think this game will be over by halftime.
I will most likely turn it off if that's the case.
You guys are the worst. Anyways, I know you guys tuned in for my prediction. Anyways, you didn't tune in for their prediction. Last week, I thought that Dan Quinn was going to put the puzzle together and at least slow down Saquon Barkley. I had that game being very close. I did not have a blowout in that game, but I didn't take into account that Saquon Barkley is unstoppable. I know I did all this talk and have Saquon narrowly going under and all this stuff about this whole thing and this whole conversation. I think the Chiefs are going to focus too much, and they're going to be the ones down at halftime, and they're going to lose to the Chiefs by more than one score. 31-20, Eagles win this game and are celebrating in the confetti. And Cooper DeJean is the first white corner in the league and the first white corner to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And Saquon makes the Giants sick, and the Eagles get revenge, and we don't have a 3-peat, and we don't have a 4-peat.
the first white corner in your lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
They played.
So when you turn the
First notable one.
when you turn the
1986.
PlayStation off and you actually watch the Super Bowl, who's going to win?
This is what's going to happen, Joe. 31-20 Eagles. The Eagles have scored, first of all, the Eagles have scored more than no. Here's the stat that I saw. The Eagles defense has given up less, 23 points or less in some crazy amount of games, like 15 of their games this season, 17 of their games this season. And the Eagles have only scored more than 23 points in like less than half of their games this season. This is a mismatch for the Chiefs, not the Eagles.
Okay, last week in the AFC Championship game, you knew that was the actual Super Bowl, right?
No,
That was the Super Bowl.
No. When the
you
Ravens
knew
got
whoever was
eliminated-
going to win, the
when
Bills
the
or
Ravens
the
got
Chiefs.
eliminated, it became, well, I rooted for a bunch of other teams first, but eventually the Eagles are the last one standing. They're playing against the best O-line in the league, with the best running back in the league, and and against the best defense in the league. And it's just too much. I know the Chiefs are the Chiefs, and everyone thinks that they're just going to get the refs' help, but there's no refs' help when they're down by 10 points.
I might have bought into your theory if you didn't have essentially a blowout, because Patrick Mahomes has probably lost by 10 points less than 5 times in his entire career. And you think it's going to happen in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, they're going to be down by 3, and then they're going to
Throw the flag.
They're going to be down by the Eagles. The Eagles are going to be up by 3. The Chiefs are going to be down by 3, and they're going to be trying to come back, and they're going to make a mistake that's going to lead to an Eagles garbage time touchdown that officially puts it out of reach. And this won't be able to save them.
I'm so on board with
Thank
watching
you.
the Super Bowl and the text chat that we have just going crazy, how much fun it is. You know, like how they're showing sad-faced
Mahomes?
No, what's her name? Taylor Swift. I can't believe I forgot what her name
It
was.
would be the best thing that's ever happened. Also, I want to point out, and I have it here in my notes, I forgot to bring up that everyone needs to know, the Eagles are also 2 drop passes away this season from being 16-1. Like, this team is so good. They got to do it. If anyone was going to do it, it would have been not the Bills. It'd be the Eagles.
Or the Ravens, or the
16-1 in what conference?
So I forgot my
Super Bowl MVP pick is Jalen Hurts. That's the only path I think they have to winning this game. It could be Saquon too. I think if Saquon just is flat out unstoppable, he scores 2 or 3 touchdowns, it's obviously going to be him. But in my scenario, they overcome these 0 coverages against the Chiefs and win through that. So I'm going with Jalen Hurts as my Super Bowl MVP.
I'm gonna go with like the co-MVP of Kelce Mahomes or whatever.
That is the worst thing.
But what I wanted to say
Andy
was
too.
I was telling you guys off camera about my prediction for what the Chiefs are going to do, and this is how confident I am that they're going to win the game. They're going to pull off the behind the back pass in the game, and I was telling you guys they set this shit up last week. Like the Eagles are game planning for Mahomes to play that keeper now, and when he fakes it, he's going to go to the outside. They're going to bring Noah Gray or Kelce or Juju across the line of scrimmage. He's going to flip that shit behind his back. They're going to pull it off in the Super Bowl as an iconic moment, and we're all just going to be vomiting nachos and chicken wings.
So we're going to sit here, Tony, and we're going to call Cam Newton selfish, but we're going to have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce being co-MVPs with a behind-the-back Super Bowl pass. But those guys aren't selfish.
Wait, who called Cam selfish?
Everyone calls Cam selfish. They've been calling him selfish since he didn't dive on the fumble. They've been saying that since that very moment. Joe, who's your Super Bowl MVP?
I mean, I don't know how we got to Cam Newton, but when you come out and say, I'll rather be the MVP.
I think it's pretty selfish to
the
even
league
attempt a behind-the-back pass in the freaking Super Bowl.
They did a ring around the rosy play against the Raiders.
Yeah, in a preseason game. In a preseason game.
It wasn't preseason.
That's preseason for them. That's preseason for them.
The Chiefs don't give a fuck. They don't care.
No, they would. They are the cocky.
They are cocky. They are cocky, and they will do it. And Tony's 100% correct. If they feel that they can do it, they're going to do it. Because what's the play that they ran last year? I forget what they call it. But they're like Mahomes said he's going to run it again.
The corn dog.
Yeah.
They're going to run again this year, and then this man is going to take that corn dog the other way.
Oh.
4-6.
What do they call
corn
him
dog that?
Pat McAfee show. What is Cooper DeJean?
Cooper DeJean is not a safety. He's just a corner that'll lock down your number 1. Cooper DeJean is that one. I don't know the rest of the song. They're calling them the Electric Whites.
I don't even know why we do a
the
podcast.
Amazing Whites.
The Amazing Whites.
You should just sing like
Cooper.
Don't even talk sports no more.
Who's your Super Bowl MVP pick?
It's Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Because like we've talked about earlier in the show, if they feel that this is Travis Kelce's last game, they're gonna feed him the ball, and they're just the NFL's gonna want to give it to him because already the NFL's already favoring the quarterbacks, but if they feel that this is it, he's gonna go out on top with Taylor Swift hugging on him and stuff like that. They feel they can get those ratings out of it.
Yeah, and then he proposes.
Oh no.
Oh my God!
I don't think he wants to ruin his life.
Do you think that he would take her?
I think he just wants to retire.
Whose last name is bigger? Definitely hers, right? So you think that he would take her last name?
I'm
Kelsey.
out with these two.
Kelce. If you take her last name, bro, I will start becoming an avid listener of your podcast.
He would at least hyphen the shit, but
Travis Swift.
No.
I could root for Travis Swift, but Travis Kelce, I cannot.
I think that like sometimes we think because like of like we take in so much content of the NFL that Kelce
never.
might be the bigger name here. It's not even close.
It's obviously
Taylor
Swift.
Yeah,
It's not even-
she's
not
doing
even
global tours.
Nobody knew who Taylor Swift was until she started dating Travis Kelce. Everybody knows that.
Well, she is a witch.
It is beneficial for a larger fan base, but like she's probably popular in like Uzbekistan. They don't know who Travis Kelce is in like these other random.
They don't know who Travis
not
Kelce is
random,
in Mexico.
but other countries.
Wasn't there something that came out that said that Taylor Swift's
Could buy the Chiefs.
dog
Yeah. Oh,
makes more than Travis Kelce has made in the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
she could buy the Chiefs. She
all,
could buy the Chiefs.
all those times. Like whenever you see like these were the record sales or whatever it is, you're like, should have.
I just hope when Kelce retires, and he retires on that stage, like I can at least have some little glimpse of hope and joy from that. Like if him and Chris Jones are like, you know what? Let's do it together, buddy. Let's get out of here together.
That is like the only hope that we can have is like if they do win this game, if the Chiefs win this game, hopefully they all go 3 is good enough. But the horrible thing about it, and we were talking about like Travis Kelce and them probably retiring. No, because how addicting is it to you to start winning? And you go, you know what? Why don't we go for 4? Why don't we do 4?
It's
Like,
never ending. This is Aaron Donald's point. Aaron Donald made the point. He's like, this is never ending. Like I got the Super Bowl now. I'm just gonna keep chasing more. Like it's just never ending.
Yeah, but when you actually have a legit shot for it to be never ending, like we're stuck in some
Yeah.
sort of Groundhog's Day loop, but it's a full 365 years. We just keep living the same shit thing with the same
At
result
some
at
point,
the end.
people are actually going to stop watching.
Yeah,
At
except
some point,
they keep winning and I just keep getting older. Like that's not fun. Like that's not Groundhog's Day.
Mahomes just never gets old.
Yeah.
He's just like Brady. He just plays into his mid 40s, and he's without missing a beat.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% out on them winning.
Yeah, except for you picked them,
It's because it doesn't.
and you did too.
My pick has no bearing on the game. But if I'm being asked there's what I want to happen and what I think will happen.
Yeah. This is how I mess with you, and I tell you to tell me what you think's gonna happen, and then I bag on you for telling me what you think's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, tell me what you want to happen, and I'm like, Tony, stop being so biased. Tell me,
Yes.
yeah.
But we could sit here, Tony, and we could talk about how good the Eagles can do and what the Eagles can do to win this game. And if they do this 100% correctly, they're going to win this game. And then we go watch the game, and the Chiefs end up whooping their ass anyways.
It's not even the Chiefs. That's the thing is the Chiefs aren't really dominating teams.
Yeah.
Like they haven't really done that for almost 2 years now. Like since the Tyreek Hill thing went away, this is not the type of football they're playing. And that's the scariest thing is that like what they're doing is actually sustainable. People go like, oh, well, next year they won't be on the winning side of all this stuff.
Yeah,
And it's
when
like,
Kelce retires and Hill comes back.
yeah, there's an, well, no, because we do this thing where we go, well, remember the Vikings losing in the first round to the Giants? And it's because they played all those one-score games. Yeah, Kirk Cousins and Patrick Mahomes are different. Andy Reid and Kevin O'Connell are different. Like that's why you can win a bunch of one-score games because I haven't even really mentioned Steve Spagnuolo on this. Like that dude's not going anywhere. Like, come on, Saints want Kellen Moore more than they want Steve Spagnuolo. Come on, don't you want to help out the rest of the league and just hire this guy away from that team?
I don't think the Saints have a choice.
Anyone?
Like
I
they're
can
taking
end up
whoever
there.
they can get.
Maybe we can end up there. A little trio coaching duo. I'll be the head coach. You could be the DC, and you could be the OC. That actually works out.
The Chiefs are that.
That'll be a nightmare.
Chiefs are that thing. Where remember Brady and Gronk did the "we ain't going nowhere"
Yeah,
thing.
the P Diddy thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Boom,
if you could still, if you,
I'm sure Mahomes done some P. No, okay.
if
We
end this fucking
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Why?
it.
Why?
Great podcast. Appreciate you guys for tuning into this one. If you're an NFL fan, please subscribe to the channel. Comment your Super Bowl score predictions and then like the video so that way the algorithm knows to send this out to more NFL fans like me and you. What will happen in the Super Bowl this year? We know.
And even,
The Eagles are going to win.
let me say this, even if the Chiefs win, it still is and always will be FKC.
Exactly. Sooner or later, the ball definitely won't lie.
Bill Flames, I'm with Mike on the mic. With something brand new, one time for your mind. He gave you fair warning. Now it's time to smack him in the mouth with that raw sports talk from the town. Sweet chin music to your favorite sportscaster.